Good morning to all of you. Today we are starting off our computer class, class 9. Now, let me tell you first, your computer paper consists of 50 marks theory and 50 marks practical. Now, in this theory of 50 marks, your employability skills will be there. Actually, it is divided into two parts. One is employability skill and one is vocational skill. Vocational skill is basically going to deal with your computer, which will be consisting of 40 marks, and employability skill is of 10 marks. Now we'll be starting off today's class with employability skill. Now the first chapter what you have today is unit 1, which consists of communication skill. Now before telling you about communication skill, let me tell you what is communication. Now communication is the very basic need of living being to live and survive. If you want to live, if you want to survive, communication is the utmost need of a living being. We all know that human beings are social animals. We all live in a society, and for dealing with the society, you need to talk, you need to convey your message, you need to share ideas. Now human beings have ever developed numerous languages over the period of vast history that help them communicate with other fellow beings. We have seen that in the particular world, in this particular world at this current time, there are thousands of languages being spoken. If you talk about our India, we have 22 official languages. Okay, so you can think that why languages are important, why vocabulary is important. Now when you talk about communication, it is a process to give and to receive information from others. You can receive and give information. Interacting with other while exchanging information is called communication. Interacting with other and exchanging information is called communication. Now why communication is a skill? Why communication is a skill? First of all, to succeed in a relationship with other, personal or professional, if you want, whether you are living both the life, you need to lead a successful and happy life. Communication skill always plays a vital role. If you want to succeed in your personal and professional life, communication is needed. You cannot keep your mouth shut and you cannot sit. Every communication has a purpose. If that purpose need to be met, right skill need to be exercised. If you want to succeed, if you want to get or achieve something in your life, right skill are needed. People in different profession possess communication skill accordingly. Just like if you talk about a doctor is gentle in dealing with his patient. Now a doctor always deals gently. A doctor cannot be rude while dealing with his people or while dealing with his patient in profession. Now while an army instructor need to be authoritative and disciplinary. When you talk about an army person or army personnel, he need to be very disciplined. Okay, he cannot be kind enough and be going. A teacher maintain a balance of being strict and gentle. A teacher need to maintain both. Okay, while a diplomat speak with careful choice of words. So everywhere communication is needed, we can see. Now moving on to our next slide, that is process of communication. Now when you talk about process of communication, communication process involves the following elements. Now the sender. If you talk about the sender, the primary source of originating information or idea is sender. The sender is that person who basically gives the information. This could be an individual. Anyone can be a sender. You can be a sender. As I am giving you a lecture in this specific subject, I am a sender and you are a receiver. Okay, it can be a group of person also which conveys the message across to be intended to receive. Now message. Now if you talk about message, the actual content communicated by the sender is the message. Message is that particular information which is being shared. Now encoding, the way message is communicated to the receiver, how you are sending that message, how you are dealing with that particular message, what type of security you are providing to that message, that is called encoding. Encoding relies on three key feature, that is clear, complete and correct. Your message should be clear, your message should be complete, and your message should be correct. It cannot means it should be a valid information, it should be a valid idea. Otherwise that cannot be declared or that cannot be rectified as corrected as a communication. Your message should be complete in the sense half information or incomplete information we cannot share. Your message should be clear, it should be to the point, it should be understood by the receiver or the person who is getting it. A message encoded in simplest of the form covering all the detail. A message encoded in simplest of the form. That means a message should be such in written or a message should be conveyed in such a simple way that it will be given or it can be delivered to a person who can easily understand it. Communication channel, the medium of communication is called communication channel. Now basically how the message is transmitted, how the message is sent. In your previous class you have networks. When you were in class 8, I taught you something as data communication. When you talk about data communication in computer science, you will be dealing with communication channels. Basically in that communication channel you can see there are wired media and wireless media. Now if you talk about wired media, that will take a twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optics cable, where data are transmitted with the help of the wire, these respective wires. Now if you talk about wireless media, data are sent in the form of Bluetooth rays, in the form of infrared, in the form of wireless fidelity. So that probably in a shortest form we known as your Wi-Fi. Now that is a channel. It could be as simple as two individuals conversing with each other in person, or as an advanced as two groups interacting across the globe through a sophisticated communication technology like video conferencing. So how a video conferencing will be doing? Obviously the wireless networks are going to come and act. 5 to 6 persons sitting rightly. In example, you can see in the Pacific News channel, the news anchor is speaking and 5 to 6 persons are right now sitting at home, okay, and talking. Now next part is the receiver. Now if you talk about the receiver, what we have is individual or party that received the sent message is called receiver. The fellow or that specific person which receives the message is called receiver. Now if you talk about decoding, interpretation of received message, whatever message is being sent, that is to be received, okay, and that is to be solved, that is to be decoded, okay, and deriving the intent of the message is called decoding. It directly depends upon how well the message is being encoded earlier. If the message is being encoded with proper security, it can be decoded easily. It can be, if the language is known by the person who is receiving it, if the language is spoken correctly, if the grammatical mistakes or your what you can say vocabulary mistakes or language mistakes are not there, then it can be easily decoded. Now next part is feedback. Now if you talk about feedback, response to the received message. Once the message is being received by the receiver, it need to be responded. It need to be responded that yes, I got this fellow message, okay. If the response is as desired, this means the receiver has decoded the message. If the person who has received the message has understood that yes, the message is being received properly, he will give a good feedback. If the message is being not rectified, or the message is not being understood by the receiver, he will give a negative feedback, okay. Just like what example we can give is a sender. Your article needs too many correction and modification before we send it to the print. Receiver, I spent whole night cutting on my sleep preparing this article. Here the receiver has not taken the critique positively, so negative response it is being given, negative response is being conveyed. Now moving on to our next slide is method of communication. Now if you talk about method of communication, there are two methods of communication. One is verbal communication and one is non-verbal communication. Now what is verbal communication? Verbal communications are basically the oral communications and the written communications. In written, oral, directly the message is being conveyed, okay, from the sender to the receiver. Written communication, message is in written format is to be conveyed, okay. In both the cases, language, understanding the language and vocabulary is very important, okay. For making an effective verbal communication, active listening should be there. The message should be clear. Active listening, first of all, active listening means you should exactly know what he's speaking. You should always pay attention to that person. And now what I was telling about the next point is the message should be clear. The message should be to the point. The message should be understandable. The method should not describe anything else rather than discussing the main topic. Now non-verbal communication. Now when you talk about non-verbal communication basically depends upon the body language, how you're standing, how you're dealing with that particular person, your eye contact, your posture, your gesture, everything, your touch, your eye contacts. Now if you discuss about your eye contact, if you talk about the eye contact, if you're talking to someone, you should look exactly to that person, okay. You cannot look here and there. If you're looking here and there while talking, when someone is talking to you or while you are talking to someone, so that means you are not paying attention to that particular person. How you're standing, that posture and gesture that describe that whether you are confident or not. Okay, so today we have learned these all things. So that's all what we have for today. See you in the next video.